I said Italian guy with a mustache, but I did not say make him look like a 1930s mobster.
You said I'm bringing heat on you? You're ordering me out? I'm what counts out here, not your country clubs or your TV shows.
Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to Genealogy.
Hello there, my YouTube minions. It is I, your unfriendly neighborhood Skeletor. And today, once again, Skeletor, I'm going to try to find out how an artificial intelligence art program would redesign the characters from old 80s retro video games. That's right. Actually, Skeletor have been looking forward to this one, as I want to see how AI would redesign old game characters like Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Mario, Donkey Kong, you know, the classics. Anyway, enough of this blathering. Let's get to this, shall we? Alright, now as always, if you all stay to the very end, you shall of course be rewarded with all those fun extra images that I thought were really hilarious, but may not have actually made the final cut, as well as you get to see what Skeletor and that muscle-brained hero He-Man would look like if we were main characters in several retro nostalgic video games.
That's not my idea of fun.
Anyway, let's get to this thing, shall we? Alright, now my first character is a game that I personally, Skeletor, did not much care for. I mean, I played it, but it was not one of my favorite ones from the 80s, but the character, however, was one of the most popular characters, and I'm talking about Qbert.
I'm Qbert, and I've got all the right moves. Now my own home video game. I'm ready for anything.
Now, like I said, I wasn't a big fan of the game. Never really got into Qbert, but I did watch the cartoon a whole lot back in the day.
I sure hope so.
And yes, Qbert had a cartoon.
Yeah.
As did probably almost every video game character that I'm going to show today.
Well, sure.
Now, you look at Qbert and you say, well, that's not very hard, right? Just an orange ball with legs and eyes. How hard can that be?
We'll show them.
Well, my friends, harder than you think, as it was one of the hardest ones I had to do. And that was because of his nose. For some reason, the AI had a really hard time with his nose, as you can tell by this first image here.
Uh-oh.
I hate this image. Just look at him. He's staring at me with his eyes. Look at that judgmental look on his face. It's like he knows I screwed up. The minute I made it, I was like, you know what you did, Skeletor. Does this nose look like my nose?
You blue blimp.
I mean, to be fair, I actually think it wasn't a bad first attempt. The eyes are cool, the feet look right, you know? Aside from his horrible, judgmental look, I thought it wasn't bad, except for the nose.
I bet that sneaky snake Coily had something to do with this.
I did eventually get it, but it took a long time. And I tried everything. I tried make his nose look like macaroni, make it look like a noodle, a bent hose, a horn. I even said make his nose look like Gonzo from the Muppets.
Thank you! Thank you!
And then I got this one here. As you can see, again, a big failure.
Qbert, you look terrible.
I feel like AI is getting worse. I mean, I said a nose in the shape of Gonzo from the Muppets. He said, we'll just combine the two. How about that?
Amazing!
It does look like what would happen if Gonzo and Qbert had a child.
Hey.
But alas, it does not look like Qbert.
What's he saying?
You'll live to regret this!
But after many, many tries, I think I finally got it right.
I know I shouldn't trust you.
His eyes look all right here, the eyebrows, not horrible.
Great.
Again, looks like Qbert. Very simple other than the nose.
You got what it takes.
I did try to get him to stand on top of a colorful cube-shaped pyramid, but it had a hard enough time with the nose. I didn't want to push my luck.
We're gonna need an expert.
Looks like he's Saturday Night Fever, Qbert rather than Qbert. But beggars can't be choosers.
And the winner is Qbert by a nose.
All right, so that was Qbert.
Not easy being Qbert, but it's fun.
Next on my list, and one of the easiest ones I had to do, Frogger!
This is the new Frogger home video game. Ribbit. You have to hop Frogger past these cars and trucks. Missed. Ribbit.
Hey, Jerry, remember Frogger?
Now, this was a game I actually did play a lot of.
Getting that frog across the street was my entire life.
I don't know why. Get the frog to the other side.
Watch the truck. Double jump.
Don't get run over by cars, eaten by crocodiles, or fall in the water.
Eat the fly. Eat it.
That's a good game.
You know, everyday stuff if you live in the city and a swamp. If you live in a city beside a swamp, I guess Miami.
This is Kermit the Frog speaking to you from Miami. I'm gonna go check out the local swamp.
So if you live in Miami, this game is for you. Now, while Frogger himself was just a simple frog, I wanted to make it a little more complicated. So I went to look for some retro images and game artwork from the 80s that I could base this character on.
That ought to get this show on the road.
And I came up with this one here. So this was the Frogger I was trying to reproduce. And so my first image was this one here, which actually I kind of liked.
Jeepers!
I mean, they put a shirt and some pantsuit on him. I guess because I said have him hold a briefcase, so they figured, sure, business frog. That's what he is.
Excuse me, looking for the Gordon Employment Agency?
They just completed his outfit for me. It's like Kermit the Frog is off to work. He's got to make those Benjamins for Piggy. You better make us money, Frog. All right, Piggy.
A frog's gotta do what a frog's gotta do.
Now, the reason why I love making these videos about AI images isn't the successes. It's usually the failures that I like the most, because they're usually so random and nonsensical that it makes me Skeletor laugh my head off.
Have your laughs now.
And so I try to make him look more like the picture here. You know, just a tie and no suit. And so I don't know what I said, I don't remember, but something I said led to this next image here. Which I actually thought was absolutely hilarious. And you can see whatever I said was somewhat successful, as he doesn't have his shirt or shorts anymore, but now he's got a gun for some reason.
There's something strange going on here.
And if the last image was Kermit the Frog going to work, this is him having a really bad day at work.
Excuse me, do you know how to get to town?
Yeah, it's back the way you came.
The frog has snapped. When he said it's not easy being green, we should have listened.
All right, I've had it. This is Kermit the Angry Frog, and would you like to know why I'm angry? I will tell you why I'm angry.
I was at the end of my rope.
I don't know, I just love this image here. This image made me think that the game of Frogger could have actually been a lot cooler. So I, Skeletor, started to think, what if they combined Frogger and Grand Theft Auto? Grand Theft Frogger.
Hey, Mark, get set. Frogger.
Oh my god. What do we do when we get to the
hook? Now, of course, this has nothing to do with the original Frogger, but I just thought, why the hell not? And let me tell you something. I really want to play this game.
Yeah.
Grand Theft Frogger. The mission, help a woman cross the road while the mafia and crocodiles are chasing you in oncoming traffic.
I think it's just a tall tale to amuse the tourists.
Don't worry, I'll take you to safety. That's the whole point of the game.
It does seem kind of ridiculous now that I think of it.
All right, back to being serious again. This here was my favorite one I did. It was the closest I got to him being without his shirt.
You're a genius.
I mean, they did give him a shirt, technically you can see, but it's like a camouflage shirt that it's the exact color of his skin, so why not?
Great.
There you go. This one here is the most accurate to the image I was trying to recreate. Not quite as fun as Grand Theft Frogger, but more accurate.
Oh, that's the Froggy I used to know.
Anyway, there you have it. That was Frogger.
Frogger is absolutely riveting. The new Frogger home video game. Bring it back to your pad.
Now for one of my personal favorite games from back in the 80s. A character that is still relevant to this day, if not more relevant and popular. And that is Donkey Kong.
It's Donkey Kong, the arcade sensation. And now you can play it at home.
Hang on, sweetheart. I'm gonna save you.
Sorry, Donkey Kong. You're just not a draw anymore.
For those of you who aren't from the 80s who never played the original, originally, Donkey Kong was actually the villain of his own video game.
Donkey Kong.
As Mario, the first representation of Mario at the time he was just called Jump Guy, was the hero.
These barrels with a hop, a skip, and a thump.
And most of you probably know that, but for those, Gen Zers or newcomers who may not, well, now you know.
Oh yeah.
Again, Donkey Kong wasn't a hard one for me to do. He's just a gorilla with a tie. And so, right away I thought I did a pretty good job with my first image here. As you can see, it's got all the relevant pieces here you need. You've got Donkey Kong the gorilla.
Me?
He's got that necktie with a K, what he got at the Kmart. I said an Italian guy with a mallet, and I got this one here.
I hope it's not too late to get a refund on this.
You will see in these upcoming images here just how funny they kept making Mario.
Yeah.
My biggest problem with this image was, for some unknown reason, they decided to give this Donkey Kong a superfluous nipple here.
Not me.
I don't know why. It's these weird anomalies here as to why I love making AI videos. Because you never know what kind of nonsense you're gonna get.
Monkey business.
Anyway, that was my first attempt. Now my next image is actual proof on just how stereotyped Italians are. As you can see by this next image here. I mean, just look at him. His face looks a lot more like Mario, which I never actually said the name Mario. I said Italian guy with a mustache, and of course, my guess is that AI recognizes that and says, nah, closest thing we got is Mario.
Close, but no banana.
But I did not say make him look like a 1930s mobster.
You said I'm bringing heat on you? You're ordering me out? I'm what counts out here. Not your country clubs or your TV shows. Get this through your head. You only exist out here because of me. You you.
I mean, actually, Donkey Kong looks really good here.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Didn't really take long for the AI to figure out I was trying to make Donkey Kong. I said put him on top of steel red beams. They again interpreted as put him on the Golden Gate Bridge in San Francisco. I don't know. But again, I have no idea why they decided to turn Jump Guy into Al Capone. Hey, Donkey Kong, now I'm gonna make you an offer you cannot refuse, huh? You give me the girl, and I give you the lifetime supply of the bananas.
How'd you like to have all the bananas you could eat?
Mamma mia, I'm a big stereotype.
You have brought great joy to this old Italian stereotype. No, Don Vittorio, you're not. Yes, I am. I know it, I am.
But on the plus side of this image, it only gave Kong 2 nipples, so...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
At least it did that right. Now, this next one was, for me, my favorite one.
Like that.
It got Kong pretty accurate.
Oh.
It was the jump guy that I had the biggest problem sorting out. I didn't want him to look like Mario. I wanted him to look a little different. Because I was actually going to make another Mario, so I didn't want to make 2 Marios. I'm not sure what this hat is, but I've seen this hat on many attempts.
That silly disguise didn't fool me for a second.
But at least they gave him a mallet, and that's why I liked it the best. All the other ones could not get the mallet right. This one actually did. Anyway, so that was Donkey Kong.
No chance, Mario.
You're not gonna stop me, you stupid ape!
Because I made Donkey Kong and Jumpman, my next one would have to be, of course, Mario!
Mario, where are you? It's Atari Mario Brothers with Mario from Donkey Kong.
Hey, Mario! Remember us?
One of the most, if not the most iconic characters ever to come out of the 80s. For the record, I'm not doing Luigi or Princess Peach or any of the other characters. I might save those for another video, as I think the Mario universe deserves its own video.
No pressure.
For today, I'm just going to do the standard look of Mario. And once again, I used the props with a little more detail, meaning his outfit. Little Italian man with a mustache and a red hat. And I got this one here.
This is awful.
Now, of course, I wanted it to be in the Mario land, so that's why I had him jumping on a turtle, who seems a little bit too happy to be stomped on right here.
Oh my god, what the is wrong with you?
I jump on the Koopa.
You can't just jump over him?
But actually, I didn't think it looked too bad. I mean, most of him looks like Mario, except for, you know, the hat.
Whoops!
Is this hat an Italian thing? I mean, it looks more like Luffy's straw hat.
No idea what you mean.
Is Luffy wearing an Italian hat?
I don't know anything. Nope.
I don't know.
We must be getting close.
Now I'm going to do something that I have never done in one of these videos before. Since Mario's a pretty obvious character to do, and not very hard, I decided to present to you what I like to call the many looks of Mario. A series of variations of Mario that I experimented with to see how he would look. Kind of like a multiverse version of Mario. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this little montage. some of those were absolutely hilarious. Alright, now all kidding aside, this one here was probably my favorite Mario I did. It looks a lot like standard Mario. Running, a realistic looking turtle here, a mushroom, nothing bizarre or unusual.
He's going!
I think my only problem is he doesn't have his gloves.
Leaping lasagna!
Nah, whatever, close enough. But what I really liked was the more pixelized version of Mario that I made here. A lot more Mario-ish than before, although for some reason AI decided not to make one Mario. It made giant mushroom Mario, medium little Mario here, and even a littler Mario over there.
Who's number one now?
Luigi!
What?
Oh!
But what I did not understand was why, for some reason, did the AI feel it necessary to give this Koopa here a glory hole in the pipe? What? Why? Is there such thing as a glory hole Koopa?
Koopa creepo!
I will say this Koopa is pretty well endowed.
Ay, ay, ay.
I mean, it's either a glory hole or he's like the most perverted news reporter I have ever seen.
Mario said you were into a weird stuff.
He's got like a little microphone here. Mario, I'm King Koopa of the perverted type. Tell us, Mario, why is it that you look like Ron Jeremy? Inquiring Koopas want to know.
It's a me, Mario?
Anyway, that was my Mario.
Mario, where are you?
Mario, it's over.
Now, like the Super Mario Brothers, this next game I'm going to do also featured a couple of weird, bizarre brothers trying to save a girl. Although instead of trying to save a girl from magical turtles, this one was a bunch of 1980s quote-unquote martial arts expert brothers trying to save their girlfriend from a gang of 80s thugs. And I'm talking about Double Dragon.
Two-player Double Dragon.
We can play together at the same time.
We don't really have to wear these, do we? Oh man, these are great.
Billy and Jimmy Lee. Somehow we're supposed to believe that they're distant relatives to Bruce Lee or something. I don't know.
Try again.
Anyway, needless to say, I had a whole lot of fun making these characters. I mean, what's more fun than trying to make two beefcake martial artists with 80s mullets?
Hilarious.
Now, this was one of my first images, and I thought it was absolutely hilarious.
Awful. Yeah.
And no, this isn't the Incredible Hulk back there. I tried to make that, that big green guy. I know they got a brown one and they got a beige one, but
Get ready to die, Lee Brothers.
Yikes.
Your head is f***ing enormous and it's freaking us out.
Okay, come on, guys.
but they also had a green one for some reason. I wanted to make the green one.
Just keep me off camera.
It just felt more fun.
Idiot.
But that guy aside, I mean, look at these two.
How can this be?
And this one here, with a Marty McFly vest, looks like he never missed a shoulder day.
Work it, own it, work it, own it, work it, own it. This is so not good.
Shoulder day was his favorite day.
I knew I should have done aerobics today.
His brother's like, bro, maybe you should work on your legs a little more. Maybe something else. No, I need to work on my shoulder, specifically my left one.
This made the right arm jealous.
Looks like I need to rethink my workout.
Anyway, other than that, not a horrible first attempt.
What will I do next?
Now, fair warning to all of you if you're sensitive about this sort of thing. For some reason, these characters just kept getting more and more homoerotic with each image.
He's looking at pictures of almost naked men!
This is a men's fitness magazine. I want to look like this, not at this.
Again, I had nothing to do with any of that. I actually said have them fighting, as you can see with this next image here.
Oh no!
I mean, look at these guys. I got the hair more accurate in this one here. They're not wearing the bandanas, but whatever. Tried to get him a dragon tattoo here. It was a hit and miss, whether he was going to have red pants and no red vest. Sometimes they made it with a red vest, sometimes they didn't. But, you know, whatever.
No one's perfect.
It's always a give and take. They got our girl, bro. No way, bro. Come on, bro. Let's go get them. Yes, bro.
We'll handle it together, bro.
First, we gotta stop off at the gym and do a set, then we'll go get your girlfriend. All right, bro. Sounds like a plan.
If being a hunk is wrong, then I don't want to be right.
Now, as far as homoerotic images are concerned, nothing compares to this next image right here, as you will see. I mean, just look at this thing.
Why, Jimmy? Why?
No, I'm going to explain this image for those of you who are going to start questioning me. Skeletor, what the hell were your prompts for this image?
What? I was young. It was New Year's Eve. The cherry cola made me giddy.
I swear to you all, I described the guys and I said, have them in the laneway fighting a muscular woman wearing pink with a whip.
Come and get me, mother.
That's all I said. I did not say put the whip inside the pants of one of the guys and have Billy here, who I'm going to say is pretending he's doing karaoke. That's how I'm going to put it. Pretending he's doing karaoke with the end of the whip. That's all I'm going to say.
I got nothing to be ashamed of.
As far as this muscular woman over there, I'm not sure if that's an actual woman or if that's a man dressed as a woman. I don't know.
I suppose I can admit it now.
I'm a guy. She sure is a whole lot of woman.
All I know is this is probably one of the most hilarious images I've made so far. Alright, now for my favorite one, which is a more pixelized version, right here. As you can see, you got the brothers there. You have Billy Lee here, and you have Jimmy Lee on this side. I think maybe their mother was Jamie Lee Curtis, I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
He's actually holding the whip this time, you know, or rope. Now, the reason why I like this image, and it's my favorite one, has absolutely nothing to do with the way they look. Although they do look really good.
Thank you.
I like this image because how I envision this image. First of all, you have the woman in the background here who's like the woman they're trying to save. You know, the damsel in distress. She's like, hello, you guys, aren't you here to save me? They're just looking at each other's eyes, completely ignoring the woman on the ground who's completely in distress.
I don't mean to break your heart. Then again, I'm a heartbreaker.
That's my worst fear.
They're like, good work, bro. You good work, bro.
We're like two sides of a mirror, eh, bro?
Wow, I think I'm jealous of myself.
And she's all like upset because she's not getting any attention from the guys. Hello, fellas. Hello, damsel in distress here.
Billy is my girlfriend, Marion.
You must be joking.
And you know some horrible stuff went down.
Whoa!
Because you just look at the surroundings here. You got somebody's heart just leaning up against the wall there. I don't know what organ this is. Blood everywhere. Even Billy here seems to have somebody's guts hanging off his arm.
It's not real, pal. It's just like a nightmare.
It looks like he pulled some kind of Arnold Schwarzenegger move and said, I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine.
Crap, man. Look at that.
That's why I like this image so much. It's mostly due to the overall context of the image here. Anyway, there you have it. The Lee brothers from Double Dragon.
Yeah! The Lee brothers will be double dragging these nuts!
Alright, now we've come to two of the most iconic characters in all of video game history. And that is the Pac-Man and Mrs. Pac-Man. And we're going to start with, of course, Mrs. Pac-Man here.
She's the most exciting woman I ever met.
Atari introduces the Woman of the Year, Ms. Pac-Man, just like the arcade classic.
There she is.
Ms. Pac-Man? Ha! You are nothing but a cheap copy of me!
Now, of course, Pac-Man and Miss Pac-Man weren't very difficult. So, of course, I wanted to make it a little more challenging by giving them, you know, different activities, different clothes, things like that. In the end, I just said a big, giant yellow ball with a big mouth, kind of like an emoji, you know, with legs and arms.
Such a wonderful idea!
But for Miss Pac-Man, of course, I had to make her feminine, as that was what would separate her from, you know, Pac-Man.
What?
Jeez, nothing, bitch.
And of course, because I said that, I got this one here.
Wow!
When I said make her feminine, of course, the AI interpreted as give her long hair.
Of course!
But why they decided to make her face look like she belonged on a Japanese anime? Jenny combo. I have no idea. Also, I have no idea why they have her flipping the Illuminati sign. I don't know what this is all about. Is Miss Pac-Man a part of the Illuminati?
Isn't it exciting?
What does AI know that we don't?
Japanese hand gestures. Okay desu.
Oh!
And you're gonna see why I say that, because that's not gonna be the first time she flips the Illuminati sign.
I'm sure they won't mind.
Now you will see what I mean with this next image here.
What other pictures?
As you know, I told them, remove the hair. This is what I got.
You're doing just wonderfully!
And this one here is absolutely hilarious. Of course, she has no hair like I asked, but I did not say put her in a bikini. But when you say feminine, you're open to interpretation. And so this is what the AI figured was feminine.
You haven't looked so young since high school.
She's got a bikini line way up here. She's got her bra top up top. Does she even need a bra top?
No thanks.
I mean, I don't imagine her actually having breasts there. So this is all for show.
Nope, this isn't the one.
And like I said before, there she is again, for some reason flipping the Illuminati sign.
Honey, baby, you, I need not.
Wait a minute.
But of course, as you can see, while she does look feminine, she's still missing a very crucial part that sets Miss Pac-Man aside from Pac-Man. And that is the bow on her head.
Female anatomy looks like this.
And so I got this one here. Now, while I will say this looks a whole lot more like Miss Pac-Man, I am going to plead innocent on her position. I had absolutely nothing to do with that. Again, not that I'm complaining, just telling you like it is.
Come on, guys, let's try to be mature here.
It's pink.
This position was all the AI doing.
When are you going to learn?
Keep in mind, for those of you who are like, how dare you sexualize Miss Pac-Man?
Sure must be filthy.
She was such an innocent character. I, Skeletor, beg to differ.
Atari introduces the Woman of the Year, Ms. Pac-Man, with an endless supply of floating goodies.
That's what you think.
As you will see from my next image, and the next image of actual Miss Pac-Man from the time.
This sure is good.
Let's be honest, Miss Pac-Man always was sexualized.
I don't know whatever got into me.
I mean, just look at her. She's actually more sexualized than what I made her.
Wrong.
The original one, she's practically naked. She's not even wearing underwear. At least mine has her wearing some form of undergarments.
Maybe not, but I can sure blow her stack.
The original is just naked.
Batteries not included.
But anyway, this here was my favorite Miss Pac-Man. I added the cherry here because, you know, it's part of the game. I wanted to put her inside the game grid here. They made it look more like Tron than I wanted it to look, but whatever.
Dude, what the f***?
Then, Bo, nice eyes.
Dude, listen,
but you know what? I actually kind of like this one. Slightly perverted, but the original Miss Pac-Man was no better.
Honey, don't you know I'm more than Pac-Man with a bow?
Reach for Ms. Pac-Man.
Well, I'm not as cute, but it'll have to do.
And that now brings me down to my final character, and that is Pac-Man.
Now from Atari, a great new video game, Pac-Man.
Pac-Man's the name. Chomping's my game.
A game that I, Skeletor, played a whole lot. Now, as you can see, this was one of my first images.
Oh no, that's silly.
And, you know, you can tell that I used emoji again in the prompt. And this original image here looks more like an M&M version of Pac-Man than Pac-Man himself.
Well, I'd like to see you make a better one.
But all the elements are pretty much there. The red shoes, orange gloves. You can tell it's not going to take much more coaxing to get it to look accurate.
Pac-Man wasn't built in a day, you know.
Which is why I decided to make it a little more difficult. So I added an extra element in there, and I said, make him eat a ghost.
Man, it's no fun if you don't run.
Please stop looking at me.
You know what? Now I don't even want to eat you anymore. Way to ruin this.
And I got this one here.
Oh no!
Hey, what's the big idea?
Now, I don't know if he's necessarily eating a ghost, but he's definitely licking the butt of a ghost.
They didn't do what I think they did they? Not that, no!
He's like a pack predator here.
What?
He's like silencing his mouth. He's like, shh, be quiet. And just starts licking his rear.
It's a ghost hole!
Ghost germs.
And the ghost is still white, so we didn't even have the pack pellet first. You're like, no, what are you doing? Run! I know he wants to eat us, but why does he always start with our rear ends?
Very funny, very funny. I guess I just can't stop chomping on the ghost monster.
I continued down the same path of him eating the ghost, but unfortunately it led down a really dark path. As you can see by this next image here. Once again, nothing I said in the prompts led to this image here. I think you all know that by now.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know why AI likes to censor us all the time. And they're constantly saying inappropriate content when I say just mundane things like a chest. But you give them the freedom to do whatever they want, you then get some real dark stuff like this.
I feel, funny.
I'm an evil villain, and even I wouldn't have come up with something as evil as this.
Do nothing! Don't hurt us!
We're innocent!
Go away!
Please! I mean, just look at him! Look at that horrible, ravenous smile on his face.
Ow!
Says he's holding a fork in one hand, a dismembered, bloody ghost in the other.
He's eating them! He's eating them!
And why they had him sitting on the sidewalk of a busy city, I have no idea, as I said nothing at all about his background at this point.
I must have been sleepwalking.
Nor do I understand why they decided to have him without one shoe. He just took a shoe off for some reason.
I think I'm starting to hallucinate.
He's gonna get comfortable before he has his ghost lunch in the middle of the sidewalk like a homeless man.
Gee, I must really be sick.
What is this?
Get your fingers out of my eyes!
So, due to that image, I decided to change my approach. So instead of saying eating a ghost, I said chasing a ghost.
Naughty, naughty.
And so I got this one here. And I have to say, it was actually really good.
Ah, that's more like it.
You can see I got a whole lot better at the face there.
You're a handsome devil as well.
The ghost looks a lot more accurate. Even his background looks a lot better than even Miss Pac-Man's, as he looks like he's actually in his own game here.
I'm feeling better already.
I would have actually said that this was a perfect Pac-Man if it wasn't for one thing.
Oh,
One thing that I didn't even notice until I actually examined this picture here more closely. Pac-Man is missing one crucial thing.
Hey.
And that is his nose.
Ah, so that's it.
Pac-Man has a nose. The original one does anyway.
Well, what do you know?
And so I quickly rectified that with my next image here.
I don't believe it.
And voila, Pac-Man.
Oh, that's you, Packy!
Oh, boy.
This time he's being chased by the ghost.
We're looking for someone to fight, right?
He's got a less ravenous smile on his face and more of a jovial one.
That was beautiful.
And he's got a nice proportionate nose. Everything else about him was pretty accurate as well.
Who, me? Why, I'm just great.
So there you have it. My favorite AI Pac-Man, as described by me, Skeletor.
Happy chomping, fellas.
Pac-Man, the all-consuming video game only from Atari.
Alright, these were your retro 80s video game characters, redesigned by Artificial Intelligence Art Program, as instructed by me, Skeletor. Some of these were actually really cool. Others were very, very disturbing, to say the least. And as I promised, here are some other images that didn't quite make the cut, as well as me, Skeletor, and He-Man, if we were the characters in some of these retro video games. Enjoy! I get a kick out of these every single time. They were hilarious. I especially like me, Skeletor, holding a mallet, about to hit He-Man. Anyway, let me know in the comments which ones were your favorites. And I don't know, if this gets enough likes and views, maybe I'll do another one. Maybe I'll do one from the 90s. Anyway, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to Shaniology. Until next time.